Leslie, welcome to the L4 Media Studio. I am so glad we finally got to sit down and do this interview.
I know, it took a hot minute.
It did. Our schedules were so crazy with your kids doing sports themselves and just life in general. So I'm glad. And thank you for taking the time to make the drive out here.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah. So we met a couple years ago in person at a Brock football game. And I swear I thought you were a 20-something photographer. And I was like, she's so beautiful and she's so young. I gotta talk to her.
That's funny.
Yay. Yay, right? And now, we've messaged and followed each other on socials with the pictures and stuff. And I must say, I love your photography.
Thank you. Thank you. I love yours too.
Thanks. And another thing I noticed was, you would post on your socials, like inspirational messages or Bible verses or things, doing with Christianity. And I'm like, I've got to have her on. And we've got to talk this talk because I feel it plays into your pictures and who you are.
Oh, 100%.
So, and the one thing I told you previously that spoke to me was talking about not comparing yourself to other photographers, which is hard.
It's really hard. With social media, it's really hard not to do because I will do it sometimes. I don't know a photographer, friend of mine, that doesn't do that at some point. They're like, oh, maybe, am I doing something wrong? Or maybe I need to change the way I edit. And it's like, no, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, don't try to copy someone else because then it's not original. You. Like, no one likes that.
And you'll get what's supposed to be yours according to God's will in his time. And I'm like, oh, ding, 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 ding. Okay, I need to slow down, back up, and listen to what that is saying right there.
And I also think it's hard, too, because our field, it's, like, always evolving. Like, there's some new way to edit, and there's some new way to do, like, a blur. And it's crazy. Like, it's changing every day, I feel like. There's a new update to Lightroom, and you're like, what now?
Yeah.
So, it's wild.
And I spent time, the blur effect was coming in, and I spent time trying to work with that, and my computer was just not having it.
Yeah.
And then my computer went down. I'm like, oh, I've missed that trend.
No, it's still going. Still going. But yeah, no, it's crazy. So I think it's really hard when you see other people's accounts growing. And I do think too, like you have college media now, like students there that have so many opportunities to do really cool things that were never around when I was in college. But like that helps them grow their following.
We were still editing or developing film in the darkroom when I was in college.
So it's like it's wild to watch it just expand into what it is. But there are kids that have more opportunities to grow their accounts and stuff way younger than a lot of other kids.
There's kids in high school that are growing accounts, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I've got 2.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard. And it's hard to sit there and be like, okay, well, I'm busting my butt over here. So what do I do?
What do I do? Yeah. And I just think when you made that post, it was just, it just hit me that, that hot second to just say, okay, it is time to see what she's saying there and go, this is so true. Mm-hmm. And what's meant to be my exposure will be mine. And, I'm not meant to have that for God's reasoning. And maybe it's to keep my head from getting too big. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and two, I was talking to one of my really good friends about this. I've also learned over like the last year, because sometimes I would post things that I was genuinely just so excited. And now it's like, I'm very private with my life. I'm very private with certain things I'm doing because it's like a really good mentor to me said, sometimes you announce things too soon and that allows negativity and people who wish bad things for you to come in to a space they should have never been in. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I've learned now to like, until I'm ready for it to come out or like it comes to fruition, then you say something. I was like, that's really smart.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it that way either.
Yeah. I've started keeping a lot more things private. I never announced that, hey, we're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm going to be doing that. Because what if it doesn't happen?
Exactly.
Or 2, in this field, it's probably in all fields, but in this field, there are people that are very negative about the way you approach, not you personally, but photographers and artists and creators approach things. And they then say negative things, and you're like,
Yes.
wait a minute, and that brings you down. You're like,
Yes.
should I do this? Should I not do this? Questioning the whole
Yep.
process. And really, ultimately, it's between you and God, what you're
Exactly.
putting out there and what direction your career
Exactly.
goes. So
Yeah, that's something I do like before, like when I'm headed to a football game or any sporting event, truly, honestly. I always like pray in my car and I'm like, please help me to honor you with my work and what I'm doing. And thank you for the people that I've met. Thank you for the opportunities I'm given. And then I just go out there
go
and do
off
my
and
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just being out on the field, one for
Yeah.
safety. It's also
Yeah.
it's a dangerous place to be.
It's pretty wild. I
whether
mean,
it's on the field and the dugout,
Yeah.
in the stands.
yeah, I mean, I almost got hit with foul ball this year, so that was interesting.
Well,
You're like, whoa.
Here's my embarrassing moment here. I did get hit with the ball in the dugout this year.
Yeah.
And it was during the inter inning where they were changing, and the guy on third base, I was shooting him, throwing the ball to first base, and because I was looking at him, I couldn't quite see where the ball was going, and I got hit. And oh boy, it hurt. But
Yeah.
so it is dangerous.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I've seen photographers get hit in the chest with the ball,
Uh-huh.
or run over by the ref or a player.
Yep.
And I've come close on those.
I have to. Or like, yeah, especially in football when they're running off, like it's
Yes.
been interesting. Sometimes you're like, okay.
The course of time, letting them know, hey, I'm going to be standing right here when you
Yeah.
come out of the tunnel. Go around me, please.
Yeah, please do not take me out. I would love for you to not do that.
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, I love shooting you guys. Just don't take me out and make it so I can't.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's quite the sport, and as women in it, we do face a little bit of a challenge. We're smaller than the football guys for sure.
We are, yeah. And I mean, honestly, football for sure is definitely still a more male-dominated field in the
For
media.
photography, yeah,
It is.
and media in general.
I've really only though like met like maybe like 3 jerks, and the rest are really the nicest people, and I've made so many good friends. And one of my friends, Michael, he just shot FIFA actually.
Oh,
I was so
wonderful.
pumped for him, but he's one like I've always truly been thankful for, because he really has like spoken highly of my work when I'm not around, and he's helped me get my foot in doorways where I probably wouldn't have before. And
nice.
I'm very grateful for him. Like he's been someone that's always been encouraging and just a good friend to have.
It's nice to have somebody like that in
Yeah.
your corner for
Mhm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a lot outside of the local sport.
Yep.
And I'm very fortunate to be able to work alongside other
Mhm.
content creators who are also very supportive
Yeah.
and friendly.
It's good because
So, like,
it helps you.
Yeah, it gives you a comfort level
Yep.
on the field. And I'm not part of the boys club because I am the only girl most of the time, but at least they're friendly, and like you, only
Yeah.
a couple mean people here and there.
Yeah, I think I've only I met you that one year, and then maybe one other female at football. The rest it's all
It's
a lot male dominated. So
I
like,
think it's intimidating. I know it was intimidating
can
for
be
me
intimidating.
the first time I was going out there, and then also the first time I was going out there without my son alongside me, because
Uh-huh.
that's how I got started, was helping
Okay.
him film. And that year that we met,
Yeah.
I was helping him, and I don't know if that was my second year or first year that I was helping him, but that's how I got started. So it was a little intimidating to be out there,
Uh-huh.
and I'd been away from photography for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when he didn't go out there anymore, because he got a full-time editing job for the Cowboy Channel, so
That's
super pumped for
awesome.
him. But that left me out there by myself.
Yeah, and you're like, okay,
Who am I gonna talk to? What am I gonna do?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I it's funny because some men will look at you like,
Ugh.
do you even know what you're doing here? And I'm like, just give me a minute and you'll see. It's fun.
Yeah.
And so I've learned, when it first started, it was very intimidating. And you're like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be out here, And now
That's how
it's
I felt.
like, yeah, now I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care.
I'm just gonna go stand there. Even if I have to be by myself and talk to nobody but myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be out here taking my pictures and putting them out. The ones that
Exactly.
turned out amazing, they're gonna get out
Yeah.
there for people to see.
I'm like, it'll be fine.
That's right. And people do see them. I mean,
Yes.
I look at your following, I look at your photos, and then I noticed my own following has grown a little between football and baseball, and not so much basketball. I'm still working on trying to get that into my portfolio.
Yeah. I know, and I played basketball, so basketball is my sport, and track. So it's just like fun. I know how to shoot it so well because I played it. It was my thing, so I enjoy it. And this was my first year to get to shoot the state track meet, which was so fun. It was very
You
hot.
had some great photos,
but it was so fun, and it's just really cool to watch all of these kids at the top like do their thing. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. My daughter went to state track, so I've only been able to watch it. But one of my favorite photos of her is from the state track meet that somebody else took.
It's so cool.
I don't know. I don't have. Yeah, I do have it up here. It's this one where she's coming out of the block.
I love that.
For the 4x4.
That's awesome. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. And
so fun.
I kind of got some motocross start. I started photography in junior high, and then it kind of got, because I started cross country and that became my life.
Okay.
And then when my son started motocross, trying to learn how to take motocross pictures.
That would actually be super fun.
It is amazing. He has been able to go into some events and do some filming. And
I think that would be so fun. That's something I haven't got to do. There's some things where I'm like, I want to.
We should pair up and see if we can do a joint adventure and get into. They do have some local events here in Dallas and in the surrounding areas, so we should look into doing that.
I would die. I would love to. And the other one I want to do is hockey. I'm like, I want to shoot hockey. I've never got to, but it looks. It's fun. Like, especially when they get into a fight, you're like, yes. I know. So I'm like, I really want to shoot hockey for some reason. I'm like, I think that'd be fun, but that would be so fun.
Yeah. I mean, some of the photos, like, same concept, fighting. The coach is up at the umpire's face right in front of you, and you're like, oh, I can't miss this.
Oh, it's my favorite. Or like
the heated moment.
Yes, when they really hit it like a good tackle and everybody loses their mind on the football field, and you're like, yes. It's so fun. So
yeah. There's so much expression that you can catch. One of my all-time favorite pictures is I took of my son. He was videoing in the rain.
That's cool.
And I turned around. It's not the most clear picture, but it still turned out good enough.
Yeah.
He turned around to catch the coach right at the winning third overtime of the game. He turned around to catch the coach right as they won the game. And the coach was screaming into his camera, and I turned around right to catch him filming the coach. And I'm like, oh, this is the coolest picture ever.
Cool. That's cool.
So yeah. There's just so much. I know. We could sit here and my favorite picture.
It's like tiny moments, and then sometimes it's like the most minute thing, but it ends up turning out so cool, and you're like, yes.
And they're things you can't plan.
No.
Because the great photos are never planned. They're just the right place, the right time, the right setting, the right lighting.
I also think that's why I like sports. It's like, I'm not having to pose you. Like, it's just in its natural being. Like, it's how it happened in real life. Because I love candid pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
they're the best.
It's literally real life. Like, it's how you look when you play. It's the moment in general. Like, I didn't go back and...
It's not fake posing.
Yeah, no. It's just real life. And so I love that so much. I love it.
Let's talk about you as a person.
Okay.
And then I want to tie that into your photography, because I think it comes out in your photography. And some of even your non-sports, I think it really comes out in your non-sports, because when I look at some of your non-sports pictures, it's your family. It's your family. So I think that speaks a lot.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Holiday.
Okay, so you're just local there.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Yeah, I lived there, grew up there my whole life. I played basketball, ran track, and then went to Tech for college.
Okay.
And then lived in East Texas for a little bit, moved back to Wichita Falls area, and then
back over there to East Texas.
I love it.
And when did your faith walk begin? Your walk with Jesus start?
Probably like age 10.
Pretty young.
Yeah, my mom did. I think that's how old I was. My mom did GAs.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up doing that with our group of friends, and she was always involved in that. So I think that's how old I was. I don't really know.
You've had a lifelong walk.
Oh yeah, and like my dad's mom, my great grandma, her mom, everyone would say, when she prays, it's like thunder, like claps of thunder, like it's something's gonna happen.
Oh, wow.
And so my Mimi's always been that way. Like she talks about her faith all the time. So it's just like something I grew up around too.
So it's been modeled for you throughout your whole life.
Yeah.
It's something, this is what a faith walk looks like.
Yes.
And this is praying. And
and even the woman who I love so much that did GAs with my mom, she'll still send me like prayers and stuff. And my AAU coach, he's like my family now, and he also helps train my oldest daughter. But he sends her and I both prayers every day.
wow.
Yeah, so it's really special.
Yeah.
So,
Now I see this when you post many of Christian things on your pages, which I think is amazing. You're not afraid to step out and say, "This is who I am."
Yeah.
Which is and we're very fortunate in Texas that we can do that.
Yeah. Oh,
versus some states where you can't do that
Yeah.
and stuff, and you can bring it into your work. How do you model this at home for your children?
They just know. I tell them all the time, I'm like, you're really blessed with the gifts that you have, and use them wisely, and use them to honor him and the way you are a teammate, the way you are a player in general. So my oldest knows that. Like, she's always like, I'm like, you lead with kindness, lead with grace, always. And she's like, yes, ma'am. So, I mean, it's just something she's always implemented too. Like, that's important to her to lead that way, like lead in a way that honors him. And I always tell them too, I'm like, you never know what a smile hides, so you always need to be kind.
True. Now, how many kids do you have?
3 girls.
3 girls. Yeah, I can see that. At that teenage stage, it's almost easier to say I have 3 boys.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
3 girls.
3 girls.
How old are they?
15, 13, and 10.
Oh, wow. Teens and preteen.
It's a little busy.
Yeah, a little busy. A lot of estrogen in the house.
A lot.
And a lot of fighting for the bathroom space and stuff. So, now, have all of them pledged their heart to Jesus yet?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
And they all do basketball. We've got track, volleyball. It's chaos.
Yeah, I bet. Oh my gosh. You definitely need Jesus to take your will.
That's what I felt like. Jesus, take the will. I'll just say that sometimes in my head because I
can't. Do you guys involve your faith in just pretty much day-to-day life and everything?
Yes. Every night they say their prayers. Like, it's every day. It's everyday thing. But every day, I mean, and my oldest daughter, I mean, like, her dream is basketball. Like, that's just what she does. Everybody knows that. And she had an injury to start off the summer, which was not what she wanted. And it was a very rough little stint. And she had a really hard time. And so it was a lot of faith building time in that little month and a half span of her doing rehab and working through. It was
trying to be part of God's plan, and look, there's a reason for this and stuff. And I think some of the stuff that you have put online with that, not with her, but just in faith in general, that's helped me because I admit I don't follow a lot of people. There's a couple other content creators I do follow, but you're the one that's constantly putting out faith messages in your content. And sometimes there's days where you put stuff out there that it hits me. And I'm like, you never know what you're going to say, how it's going to impact somebody.
No, and I just
or who you're going to interact with.
Yeah, and there was a reel that just like came up yesterday, and it was this guy who's an entrepreneur, but he was like, the catchline was, if you're a business owner, stop what you're doing and say this prayer. And so I was saying it and listening to it, I was like, that's really good. And so I think I shared it to my story, but I know I sent it to like 2 of my friends that run their own businesses. I'm like, that's really good.
Yeah.
So I kind of like when that stuff happens because it's like you weren't looking for it. It just came up and you're like, that's really good. And
it's a reminder.
I'll share it.
It's a reminder. And I think everything in life is really, people don't realize it's dependent on God's will.
Yes.
I mean, we've got free will, but ultimately He controls where we end up.
I think everyone to some degree could wants to be in control, like not a control freak, but everyone to some degree is like wanting to be in control of what happens in their life. So when it doesn't go that way, you're like, okay.
So how do you explain that to your kids to help them?
So they know, like I had a couple of years ago, I mean, it was a really rough chapter for me, and I lost my grandpa, and I was very close to, I was very angry at God, like for so many different things. And it was a rough go, and it finally was like, it took about a year, and people just constantly encouraging me, like staying present for me to like bring me up out of the hole. And I mean, my kids saw it. I mean, I would wake up journaling, we'd go to church together, you know, so I mean, they know. I mean, my oldest and I, because she's old enough, like we've been able to have so many good life conversations, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Then that things are hard, but you're not alone in it. God is with you. You can turn to him, and he's big enough to handle your anger and guide you through it. And I
mean, there have been times in my life where like you're just like, this isn't working. Like, I don't even know how you people talk about hearing God, because I don't even know what y'all are talking about, you know? I don't really know if I've ever really, I don't know if I'm like that and I've actually heard that, but it's like, if you, and thank God, like God's mercy and grace is beyond everyone's understanding. So even when I've told my kids, like, even when you do have a bad chapter, or you've kind of like strayed and done your own thing, as long as you like humbly come back and you seek his guidance and you work, you know, like you will find your way back, and he's always going to take you back. But like you have to work every day. It's a relationship. It's just like any relationship. You have to put an effort to it.
You have to put an effort, especially if you want to hear him and feel him.
It's effort.
You got to be present and seeking.
Which is what I also think is like the problem with this generation, because everything's like right now, right now, right now, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you have to, it's a relationship. You have to work at it.
And there could be a season where it's dry.
Yes.
And things aren't going the way you want, but there's a reason.
Yeah.
And how are you going to find peace? Or
and it may take
joy.
Like a year before you understand the reason.
Or you may never understand it. And I think finding your way through it, whether it's a stress or, you know, injury, why is this happening? I'm sitting out. There's a reason.
100%.
But it's finding your way through it, I think. For me, you know, we're going through some stuff right now, just trying to figure out where we're going.
Yeah.
And I can either be super stressed by it, or continue resting in him, knowing that one way or another, he's got a plan.
Yeah, it's going to work itself out.
I can be stressed, or I can enjoy life and enjoy him and still find joy.
And I think too, like even as like photographers, videographers, anyone kind of running your own business, like there are times where you're like, is this pointless? Like, what am I doing? You know?
Yes.
Because you feel like I'm not even seen, or what's going on. And you just keep plugging away at it and honing your craft and stay in your lane. And that doesn't mean you start going and like, well, I need to do this, or I need to try this, or I need to do it. That's not what that means. Just because it's not where you want it right now doesn't mean you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. And it's not always necessarily jumping on the newest editing trend either. Right. It's like staying true to what your type of editing is.
Yeah.
And I found there's certain levers in the editing bracket that I like to use for my photos, and I stick true to those, and I feel that I've mastered those now, so my photos tend to look a little better.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's awesome. Everybody every artist, creator sees things in a different lens. So I love when some of these photography groups I'm in, they'll post a picture
and have everybody edit it.
Yes, and it's so different. Like not one person edits the same. And the image is pretty in its own way, like every single person. And so
you have 100 different views of one image.
Yes, and you're like, oh, that's really pretty. Oh,
I never would have thought of that. I never would have went that direction.
And that's why I said, I was like, I love when they do stuff like that, because it's like everyone's subtle reminder that just because you see it different doesn't make it wrong. Yes. Or make theirs better. Or it's just, they're different, and that's okay, and that's how it needs to be.
We're all different.
If we all edited the same, it'd be very boring. And I don't want that. So I'm like, I think it's so good. I think it's a good reminder when that happens. And somebody pointed that out on the last one that did that. They're like, and this lady goes, oh, that's true. Dang it. And I was like, see, I was like, but you forget because you just get so caught up in everything.
And you're
like,
trying to be noticed and stand out.
And build your business. And it's stressful and it's not easy to do. Oh, it's not, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
So has relying on your faith helped you through these time periods in your photography business? Because your business has gone a lot of different directions.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's been amazing to watch your progress as an editor, but watch where your career has gone.
I know.
I mean, you got
it's pretty cool.
Take a photograph for Dave Campbell's. You got that photograph used, and that was exciting.
Yeah.
You've worked for UNT.
Yeah. It's been really cool. I've been able to meet some really cool people, work with some of like the best photographers I know, which has been cool because they've taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Which I've been very grateful for. And so I always just thank God for the opportunities that I get to have. And I just try to embrace it when I'm there because it's not all permanent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I pray before everything I do and just in my car by myself. And I'm like, this is going to be fun. So, and you just have that little conversation with God about your work, about what you want to do, what you're trying to achieve. And at the end of the day, like make sure that it's true to who he has you being and then go do your thing.
Do you feel this is a path that he led you down?
So the weirdest thing though is I don't even use my college degree. So
hey, I'm right there with you.
I did not go to college. Like this was never in my wheelhouse. I'll be honest. Like I never had a dream. I always liked to take pictures, but like I never thought I would be a photographer in my whole lifetime. So while my grandpa was sick, actually, this photographer friend that I adore her and she's so talented. Shannon was like, I really think you should try photography. And I was like, I didn't go to college for that. And she was like, you don't have to go to college for it. And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, I'm just saying, you really have an eye for it. And I was like, I don't think so. So I just and there was so much emotionally going on at the time with my grandpa that I was like, this is just not the time. So fast forward like 6-7 months later, our AD at the time where my kids were in school, before we moved, he called me and he's like, hey, I have these ideas. I really want to try to ramp up like girls sports and do different things to kind of help social media, kind of get it more out there. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm just gonna have to think about this. So then I realized I'm like, I have this camera in here. And it was just a kit lens at the time, mind you. So I was like,
kind of the way we all start.
So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna mess around with this and see what happens. So I actually how I started messing around the camera was taking pictures of butterflies in my yard.
Sounds pretty normal.
So I'm like, and I still like to do that. I revert back to that because
it gives you a lot of practice with depth
and ISO and the speed. I mean, butterflies are fast. So I'm like, you have to really practice everything that you're doing. So it's kind of works for sports too. But and obviously I just was in the sports realm because my kids are in the sports realm. So I just kept messing with it. And I literally watched YouTube videos and taught myself to Photoshop like that. I had cried so many times trying. It is so complicated. I don't know anywhere near half of Photoshop, but I taught myself enough,
That's where I'm at too. Same thing.
It's so stressful. I don't know how people, I'm like, I follow some of these graphic designers and stuff on Instagram and I'm like, can you just teach me a class? Like, I just want to go sit in a room and just watch you.
Hands-on.
Yes, you teach
one-on-one.
me. I would die for some of these people to do that because I would love to learn from them.
Okay, the masking, I can make a layer.
And the shadow, and then you want to do, and I'm like, I just want to sit in a room with you for like a whole day and you just teach me certain things, So I taught myself that and then it just kind of slowly started morphing and I'm not afraid to be told no. So like I'll send emails to places like, hey, can I do this? I'm like, what are they going to do? Tell you no?
You're already at no.
Yeah, it's like whoop-de-doo. I don't really care.
So
I just started throwing myself in places I wasn't even really qualified for it to begin with to start. And then I just kept learning and growing. And that's kind of how I when I worked for UT Tyler for like a year and a half, same thing. Like I kind of got just thrown into it and I grew in there and met some really cool people and then more opportunities grew from that. But it was throwing myself into arenas where like I really wasn't fully qualified for, but I did it and it was uncomfortable, but I learned and then you just grow.
Yeah.
So that's something that I love doing. It's like, that's why I told you I like still doing seniors and still doing family sessions because it's the total opposite of sports.
Yes.
And you have to sit there and pose and do all, and it's different lighting. It's all different, but it challenges me because it's totally out of my comfort zone.
It would be out of my comfort zone for sure.
Sports
sounds weird. People are like, but you got to go down on the field and you're a girl, or you got how are you going to catch that shot when it's happening so fast? But,
it's like, but now you know how to do that.
Yeah, now I know how to do that. Where the other is like, wait a minute, I got to change the whole.
It's so different.
The whole triangle gets changed.
And I love shooting boy senior sessions because obviously they're easier than girls. Girls, you have the hair, and then you got to go makeup, you know,
and you got special poses.
Because my oldest will, Jesus help me.
Been there, done that. I hired somebody because I wasn't quite there yet, photography wise, anyways. But I hired somebody to do my daughters because I was like, I'm not dealing with.
I'm probably gonna do that just so I don't. I'm like, you go do that, you know, and I can just be mom. Like
I did do her college graduate pictures.
That's cute though,
because
I think those are different from like high school. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
feel like just because they've grown up a little bit.
And they're not as common where everybody's got senior pictures and those are sent out in the graduation notices and those are all posted on Facebook.
Exactly.
I was just like, and I'm nervous to do it for somebody else too because they're paying me. And I'm like, what if I get all bad pictures? Like every single picture turns out blurry.
It won't. It won't. But it is scary because it's just not what you're used to. And now I'm so used to doing sports and I still like it just because, I mean, I still get challenged in sports, don't get me wrong, because majority of high school football stadiums bad lighting is trash.
Yep. Bad lighting.
Every photographer's worst nightmare. And you're like, and if you don't have the right lens after a certain time of day, you might as well just stop because it's not going to work.
Yep. And then where we're at, it's been notorious with photographers for bad lighting and they changed the lighting. And
did they really?
We've got, oh my gosh, night and day lighting. It is so nice. Because
it was bad.
Yeah. No, all the photographers will tell you our lighting is so bad. So now we're spoiled because we've got this good lighting. We got it last season. And it's like the angels are singing.
Yeah.
You know?
Like when a photographer gets good field lighting, and a lot of baseball fields and softball fields are like that too. And you're like, this is terrible. Yeah. And so, I mean, if you don't have the right lens, like it's not going to be good after a certain time. It's just too dark.
And so that's the one thing. And that's another thing about shooting in gyms is the lighting.
Yes.
It is also, it's yellow. It's a lot of yellow lighting.
Or you'll get like, you can go this side of the court and it's yellow. And then you go this side of the court and it's cool. And you're like, what on earth is happening?
I have to change my white balance just to switch from one side of the gym to the other.
And so when you go edit, you're like having to flip flop back and forth between changing everything.
And God has given me a lot of patience in that because that's the thing. I would sit down to edit and I would feel like my white balance is off in every picture. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, okay, I just know I'm going to go in and have to adjust the white balance one way or the other. Hot, cold.
And you do, because it's wild. You would not think that, but it actually is true. Like you can be on one side and it's warmer lighting and over there it's cooler and you're like,
what happened?
Sure, I would love that. Or I've had some like half court, it's different and then it's fine. I'm like, why? Like, well, how do you do this?
Yeah, so I've learned to just, okay, you know, I'm going to set it to where I think it's the best, and I'm just going to go in and change it.
You have to.
Or you'll be sitting there messing with your camera the whole time.
It won't be worth it in the end. You'll spend more time jacking with your camera than getting shots. Yeah. So no, I mean, I don't know. I think sports is still challenging. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like
it's still learning.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I'm still
and I learning. Like I said, it's the good and the bad of social media because then you feel like, are my pictures good? Is this awful? And then you see someone else's work like, oh my gosh, does that make mine bad? No, but I also like social media because I just like to see what
people are doing.
Yeah, I'm like, this is cool. Or like they get it from a really cool angle and I'm like, I want to try to do that. Like,
Yeah.
how do you do that? And so I do like that because it makes you still work creatively in a different way.
Yeah.
So,
And it's still going to be your own in the end, but it's just an idea. And I think, you know, it's not, you don't reinvent the wheel. I think that shared ideas and gatekeeping, you know, you've talked about it.
Yeah.
And that's something I saw, gatekeeping. It's about sharing ideas and growing by learning what other people have seen, and that you can take it and learn how to utilize it.
Yes. And I love when like students will message me asking me questions. And this one, I felt so bad because he was asking me about basketball. And I was like, okay, well, what lens do you use first of all? Because I can't tell you my setting. Because if you're using a different lens, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad because he was using like 5.6. I was like, oh you can't use what I do to like freeze motion, you know? Because I'm like, it'll be, your lighting doesn't go low enough. It will be bad. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I was like, I know. I was like, I'm so sorry. I mean, because I hate that because it's like to really freeze the motion. I mean, you've got to, I'm usually at like 1600 to 2000. Yeah. And sometimes if I want to do something really cool, I'll go up and then just deal with it in editing. But
and the one I hate the worst is when I'm trying to keep my setting up high enough, and then I'm having to work my ISO, and pretty my ISO is climbing. And I'm like, if I go down any lower, I'm not going to freeze the setting, and then it's going to be too grainy.
And most ISO settings in high school gyms, it's like 8,000 sometimes because the lighting is so bad. So I'm like, and in football too, like sometimes you'll be like, this is actually like already, and I cannot prevent that.
I mean, I shot that you want, the kind of quality you want in the shot.
Yeah, it's so irritating. Or like, because they'll play so late sometimes with baseball, and I'm like, can you not start earlier, please? Don't you know we need the light around here? Like, just can you work on photographers?
Or even the worst in baseball is during the day where it's glaring off the field, and then everything's got this haze in it that you cannot get rid of.
No, or like when it's cloudy and then sunny and then and you're constantly changing your. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, no. I'm like, can you just not?
Make it cloudy.
Yes, I'm like, I'll shoot next cloudy
daylight
day
with clouds.
I love cloudy days. I'm like, the lighting is always perfect. You don't have to jack with everything. Yeah, it's so nice. But yeah, no, that one kills me. I had a game like that, and it was cloudy, then sunny, and I'm like, yeah.
Yep. Been there.
Yeah.
So where do you see your career going? Do you have any idea, or are you just waiting to see where God takes you?
I have some ideas. I'm currently working on some projects, so I'm super.
Don't send them out.
I'm not. I'm super excited, so we'll see what happens with them. But obviously I would really like one of my goals, and I'm hoping I get to accomplish it next year, is shoot March Madness. I would freak out. It's like I grew up watching it, and I'm like, to some people, like it would be like me shooting an NBA final would be March Madness for me, because that's what I grew up on, was watching college basketball. So I would probably cry.
There's definitely a lot of excitement at the college sports level.
Oh, yeah. It's so fun.
I know it's content-wise, for content creation, it's definitely competitive.
And don't get me wrong.
There's a lot of excitement.
Yes. I would love to shoot like a pro game too, but like just to get to shoot that alone, March Madness would be...
That's a big step.
It'd be so cool. It would be so awesome. So I would really love to do that at some point, but honestly, I really love working in high school sports. I think it's fun. I love getting to watch these athletes accomplish so much, and then a lot of them, go on to play college, and just kind of watch them evolve themselves. I think it's really cool. I don't know.
Do you get to ever... I mean, during the games, obviously, you don't interact with the athletes because they're focused on the game. But do you ever get to interact with the athletes that you have shot?
Yes.
So, when you're interacting with them, how does your faith? Does it come through? Do you think?
Sometimes it's just like, it was a really good game. Like, you played awesome, Yeah. And then a lot of times, and mostly, I'll be honest, just because, I mean, I have girls, so. Yeah. I'm in a lot of girls' sports, especially basketball. Like, I will get to talk to a lot of the girls that my daughter plays with, and we talk about a lot of different things. And so I will say it probably comes out more there, just because I have more time with them too. So that's different. But football, I don't get to talk to a ton. I will tell you, it was at a Carthage football game, because they had two boys going to play at A&M. And so the A&M scout was there, and Trooper Taylor, and he was he shared his faith like nobody's business, and it was so sweet. We were on the sidelines talking about all different kinds of sports stuff, and his family was calling, and then he was like, oh, I gotta take this. And I was like, okay. And he comes back, and they call at the same time every night, and it didn't matter where from, and they would pray together as a family.
That is really cool.
And I was like, that is so cool. I was like, okay. I was like, I love that idea, actually. Yeah. So I thought that was really neat. So like it comes at different times, I think, for football, just because I don't have a voice. So like it's just, and football is like its own breed. I mean, they get really jacked up over stuff, you know. And
yeah, it's a different environment on the sidelines for sure.
It's a totally different environment.
And like you said, during the game, you really don't get to interact. It's more like a before or after. Before the game, though, they're prepping for the game. So still, I've had, a few off sideline things, not during the game, but like if they're there watching a JV game or after the game. Yeah. I've told, I'm praying for your parents, if the parent's been sick or something. And seeing the coaches pray with the kids or talk about faith with the kids has probably been my biggest thing. It's probably not my faith that other than, I've been praying for your family or a few little things. I caught the players praying themselves. Mm-hmm. And I, sometimes I have questions. I don't want to be the negative thing, but how many of the players are doing it because showboat, and how many are truly I would like to see where it's 100% truly invested in
what I
faith.
do love though is like in travel ball that comes out. So
that's what I've heard.
It really does. So Coach E, he's gonna listen to this, I know he will. But Coach E coaches my middle daughter, and he still works with my oldest. He gives back to a lot of kids on his own free time. Like he does not charge people, and he works with these kids, but even not like for a practice, like it's just extra. Yeah. And after every workout, he will pray, and he picks one of the kids has to pray, and he picks.
It's just random.
And it doesn't, if he calls your name, you're doing it. You're not getting out of it. You're going to say a prayer.
Voluntold.
And it's not like a scripted thing. They come up with their own prayer.
Oh, that's great.
And after every practice, same thing. And they'll all stand in a circle, and they stand like this. And he just calls your name out. And when that comes, you pray. And he will talk about his faith a lot. Coach E will. And then in my oldest, she plays for Team Kid. They'll still pray too. Like all together as a team.
I think that's wonderful. I wish we saw more of that. And the people we saw praying, that it would be 100% vested, not just the people doing it because they feel like they have to do it because everybody else is. Yeah. And that would be my dream. Yes. Because especially in Texas, we are so sports oriented, and sometimes that overshadows our God orientation. Yeah. And I've been there, so I know, and God has called me back viciously to stop the sports pursuit and pursue him. Yeah. And I really want to see it. And I know there are a few coaches, and I've been blessed to have met them, that are so grounded in their faith, and they do display it and encourage it among their players. Yeah. I went to one football game in a different district, and all their music was Christian-based music over the thing before the game and stuff. That's during warm-ups and stuff. And I just thought that was really amazing. I love the secular music too. Yes. But it really, it was noticeable in the difference. It wasn't just your standard worship songs. It was, pump you up kind of. Yes, that's songs. What
Coach E will play at their practices. It's like Christian rap, that. So that's what he'll play.
Really like the skillet instead of, I don't know, Hillsong or Elevation.
Exactly. So I mean, it's still like faith music, but it's Christian rap,
more energetic.
Yeah. So I mean, I really do. I think in travel sports, it comes out way more than school sports.
Probably the
I've seen it
freedom.
a lot.
Yeah, it's probably where there's not as much constraint on it because in a public
Probably.
school system, you're
It
supposed
is
to
tricky,
kind of
unfortunately.
balance that balance. Yeah.
I'm like, it makes it tricky, unfortunately. It really does in so many
Yeah.
different ways. But I mean, I've still seen it. It's just I see it so much in the summer and it's good. I'm like, this is cool. Like, I love that you do this. I love that
Yeah.
you encourage it. And Coachy is also one though that will offhandedly talk about his faith, like, and he'll say it to the kids. Like, he'll talk about, he's like, you don't want to listen to what God tells you to do, then he'll make you listen. And that may come from an injury because you don't want to listen, and
Yes.
he's going to make you sit there.
And listen and what's important. And
Uh-huh.
I've seen that, and I've seen that with kids who their sport is so important that when they've lost their sport, they've lost their way. And it's really, and you see it in the professionals too.
Oh, 100%.
But you know, that's what he did to me. And he didn't take it away forever, but he made it a thing that it had to.
I think it's interesting though, like you said, but like when he brings you back, it's in a whole different way
Yes.
of giving back to the sport than what you imagined, because I never thought I would be tied to athletics in this way. Because I mean, sports were my life. I mean, absolute my life.
Chasing the next
game,
and next,
you know, now to be a part of athletics in this way is so cool. Like, I would have just never imagined this is where I would be, but to be connected to it still in this way and get to be a part of these kids' lives it's so cool. It really is.
And to put them out there. But then at the same time, I know there's going to be a few kids that see this and they can see how important faith is.
Yeah.
Or when we can actually just in passing say something, or to watch a coach or another parent mentor to them or to each other. And I've had a couple faith conversations with kids, and that's so neat to hear that they understand how important their walk with Christ is before this sport even.
Yeah.
And that, he's giving you the gift to do this sport. He's giving you the gift of photography.
Right.
And he's given us the gift to interact, and how we use that, how much more important that is. And that the sports come along according to his will, whether we're good or not, and, excel at it.
Yeah.
But that's a blessing he's given us to do on the side.
That, and it brings so many people into your life and people that you come into contact with that you wouldn't normally. And so it presents like so many different types of conversations and different relationships that come from being in this field alone. Yes. And I mean, so Lang, who is my work dad, he's the one that gave me my pocket cross, and he sends me prayers all the time too. Like, I'm very lucky and very blessed with the people that I have that feed into me every day.
That's so important though.
It really is. And he sends me prayers all the time, but he was like, take this cross with you everywhere you go. And I do. It stays in my camera bag. And so if I'm ever if I know I'm going somewhere where I'm really nervous, my Lulu shorts have a little zipper, and I'll put my cross in there. And if I need to, I'll just I can fidget with it. Because it really is. It's really cool. And there's a little prayer that came with it too. But I love that he gave me that, because one, every time I look at it, I think of him too. But I'm like, this is a good reminder to have, and so, and it opens a door to be like, I kind of want to do that for someone else.
And somebody might see you with that and go, well, what is that?
Oh, they have.
And then there's a whole conversation right there.
It's a whole
of
conversation.
Faith and community.
It's awesome.
That comes through faith. Yeah, I think we're very blessed to get to do what we do and interact with people. And have that opportunity.
Oh, it's so awesome. The friends I've made through this job, it's so many, but it's so cool when you sit back and you watch and you're like, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I'll freely admit this podcast doesn't get seen by thousands of people. Yeah. But one person's going to hear it that needs to hear it. Yeah, I don't know who it is. And I mean, never know. But I have got to sit down, just like with you, pre, not just during, but pre and post, and have the most amazing conversations to me that take me personally beyond what this podcast even does.
Exactly.
And I've interviewed even kids that I get impressed with their presence, not just in the room, but their presence with their walk with God. But then to adults, just the conversations I've been able to have. And I'm just like, every person that comes in here has had an impact on my life in some way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And I love that. And that's the part that people don't get to see. That is just, that's my personal side of the podcast. But yeah, I wish, thousands of people could see this and hear it, but I may only be 10 people, but out of that 10, one person is going to hear it that needs to. That's the one part I'm grateful for. I mean, I wish I could grow it. I would like to grow it. It just, one time I really felt God calling me strongly to it. Yeah. Because I just had this conviction about faith over sports.
Yeah. And it's hard to do. I think because people get so caught up in the social media shenanigans. And I'll tell you right now, like, it's so hard when you shoot a game because kids will be like, did you get a picture of me? Did you? And they want it to be like this fast turnaround, you know?
You haven't even made it home and they're wondering if it's on social media already.
I didn't know, man. Like, you're not waiting. I haven't got
sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But they get so lost in the hype somewhat. Yeah. And everything is so social media, which I understand, but you kind of lose sight of like, and this is something I always say too, like, I am really blessed and I feel so grateful to have the gifts that I have. And after like going through a dry season and working your way to where you are and knowing how you got there, which is not by yourself, don't kid yourself, then it really changes your perspective. And when you actually come to understand that the only person you're really trying to make proud is God, then you'll move a lot differently.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, and that's just not in photography, but in everything. In life. Yeah. Yeah. He's made it very clear that he's got a direction for my life. And it's not always where I want to go, unfortunately, for me. I mean, not unfortunately, it's definitely the blessing, but I'm thinking I want to go and do this, this, and this. So I'm, you're disappointed when you're not. Yes. But what he's got is so much better. Yeah, like there was a point where I'm like, oh, this is going to be my dream job, like working with UT Tyler or whatever. And then when I wasn't, it was like, I was kind of just like sad. And now I'm like, this is way better than what I thought I wanted. Yeah. Like it's infinitely better than what I thought was like the high point for me. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I'm all right. Yeah. And see, for this, it's hard to get people to interview because it's hard to put your faith out on a public platform. I think.
I mean, I think it's getting...
Not for me, but for people in general.
Yeah, it's not for me. I think it's getting to where people are getting more vocal about it, which is good.
Which is helpful.
I think it's good.
And when people see professional athletes getting vocal about it, there's a more comfortable level for other athletes and people involved in the industry to be vocal. Yes. But... and also getting people that have the time to sit down.
I know.
It's really hard. But we've planned this one for like 4 months, 5 months. But just people in general, or, they get involved in sports, not just us, but, the students.
Oh, 100%.
And adults, it's easier to converse. Students are a little more nervous. What you going to talk about? And what are my friends going to see?
I know.
They're going to see your walk with Christ, man.
Yeah. It's pretty cool to watch, like, the evolution of myself, even just to get to where I am. And you're like, this is wild. Like, I would have never pictured any of this.
Driving all the way out to Brock to sit down and talk to 10 people.
I know. But like, it's like, I just would have never pictured any of the cool, like, things I've gotten to do. Like, getting to go and shoot the UT Tyler softball team the summer before last in Tennessee and watch them win the national championship.
You posted pictures for that.
That was so cool to do. Like, it was so cool. And so, I mean, and just even getting to watch high school kids like win a district championship or win a playoff game, or it's the state track meet was the coolest thing ever. Getting to watch those kids achieve that, and watching obviously some kids get their hearts broken was horrible. Yeah. But it's like it was awesome. I'm like, this is so cool that I get to see here.
You get to be at this level, at this ultimate level. Yeah. For them. of what it is, because very few of them are going to go on to nationals or
Exactly.
anything.
And this
So,
was my other thing too is the school where my kids were at previously. I mean, it was a low income school, and I originally started just because I didn't charge for a lot of things I did. And it was because these kids would never even have pictures if it weren't for me.
yeah,
Some of these kids would never have
Their
a picture to show their kids one day of anything they did.
Yeah.
And I sat with that for a while, and it's like, I would hate that. Like, and my parents, I mean, when I was growing up, my parents didn't have a ton of money, so they didn't have a camera until way later in life. And I'm like, I want them to be able to have this to show their kids one day, like, look what I did. You know, this is me playing football.
It's not just the divisions, the 6A schools
Yeah.
getting their pictures on social media and or getting to even see anything.
Exactly. So I'm grateful that some of these kids get to have those forever and show their family.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I started feeling about 2 years ago about women's sports. Especially, you know, football is a big thing.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Especially in Texas.
Yeah, especially in Texas. So a lot of it, you know, the volleyball gets pushed to the side. And so I've tried to capture a couple here and there.
I love shooting volleyball.
Women's basketball doesn't get it as much as men's basketball. Softball doesn't get it like baseball does. So I've tried to make, and I thought I did pretty good this year, not to pat myself, but because God's trying to direct me, and you got games going different directions, trying to get the softball girls.
I did do a good job of that too.
That was one of my greatest photos this year, I guess. And it's only great because God gave me all the right things at the right time. But the parents said it was they love it to them.
They're so grateful.
Yeah, they were like, "This is the photo. How can you help me with the resolution so I can blow it up? Because I love this photo. This was amazing." And I was like, somebody thought my photo was amazing.
I know. I had you're like, yeah. I saw a softball girl had sent me. She was like, "It's my mom's favorite picture," and they had it printed and hung up in their house. And I was like,
yeah, they did the same thing. And
I was so happy. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm so glad she loved it so much. But that's what I'm like, I want these kids to have, and that's what I asked my oldest one time. I was like, how does it feel to have a mom that's a sports photographer and just like, she has so many pictures of doing everything she's done. You know, she's like, yeah, I haven't really thought about that. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I would have loved, you know, I remember one of the girls' dads on our team, he like hand delivered prints to my house of pictures back when I played high school. And I'm like, it's because we didn't have social media, you know? So like, that's the only way you got them. And I'm like, this is wild. Like I don't think she really ever fully thought that through till I brought that up. And she's like, yeah, that's actually crazy.
Kids don't realize the difference between what it is now to get all their pictures and videos.
I would love to have had, you know, but I don't. Like, I may have like 10 pictures total of me playing high school basketball. So I'm like, but this is crazy. And these kids will have it forever, you know?
Yeah.
So that is the one thing, though, I did make my mission is like, I want these kids to have things. And obviously some things I have to do because I have to pay for my equipment. Camera equipment is not cheap.
No.
It is very expensive. So like, it's a balance of, you know, I don't mind doing some things and giving back, but also like I have to make money for my business too. So I try the best I can to level it out.
And I travel to a lot of faraway games. I'm sure you do too. Yeah. And you may not even sell a single picture, but the kids are glad you're there taking pictures anyways. Because they're going to see them. Even if nobody buys one, they're going to see the pictures and they're excited about that. So, you know, you've traveled 2, 3, 4 hours to a game and it's cost you because you're not making anything.
No.
And
gas is not cheap.
Not these days, it's not. So we got camera equipment and gas. Yeah. And if it's an overnight place, a hotel room and food. And you're like, okay, so I've spent $1,000 and it made nothing. But you know, you've enjoyed it.
I love it. I'm like, I have fun though. Like I genuinely have so much fun. And I love when kids in school will come up to me and they're like, so how much did that camera cost? I'm like, do you want to know the real price of this camera? Because the camera itself and the lens are two different things. And they're like, what do you mean? I mean, some people genuinely think that the whole thing. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
The body itself is
And-
probably like $2,000, and then this lens is its own. You don't even want to know how much this just.
Yeah,
cost me.
I just yeah.
And they're looking at you like, oh, I was like, yeah. If you're very serious about, it'll be the most expensive hobby you ever have in your life. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's for something that's not paying thousands of dollars a month.
And I think that's also the detriment of social media, because these kids see like all these pictures and kids,
They take it for granted.
well, and the kids also think that like you make so much money because
You don't
there's
make
all these
anything on
things.
the social media
And
post.
I'm like, no. And I'm like, almost every photographer I know has 3 gigs they're doing.
Yeah.
And or some of them, it's their like photography is their part-time thing because they have a full-time job
Yeah.
to fund what they really want to
Photography.
do because they can't make enough money on their own. And I will tell you, because I've had friends who have shot in the professional realm, and every single one of them will tell you that you will make more money at the high school or junior high youth
than the
level
upper-
than you will, because you give all your rights away to your
Yeah.
work. But like so many of them, like you make more money doing that than you will ever going up there.
Yeah. And that's just, if you get people to buy it
Yeah.
or hire you on for so
Yeah.
many photos at the beginning of the season with
Exactly.
a package. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's you're doing it because you love doing it. You're not really doing it for the money. Now, the people that get the team photo shoots and stuff, they can
Yeah.
make pretty good
Oh,
money
yeah,
doing
you
that.
can do, but it's not going to be enough to last you.
No, a year.
No. And
Yeah.
I know some booster clubs do pay photographers up where I am, like they'll pay, so that's good. I mean, it's just extra, but it's not enough to like.
They still have their normal jobs.
It's not enough to fund them.
I've never found a content creator yet, other than a student.
Yeah, exactly.
Who it's not their primary job or their only job. They've all got regular full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I'm just really blessed that I don't have to work because my husband works.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. So I'm like, don't let the illusion of social media like fool you, because that's
It's
if you
challenging.
think that's what's gonna happen, just beware. It's probably not.
Yeah.
And
You're going to go into debt before you even start
Oh.
one photo, just buying your camera and a good lens and then the computer to edit.
yeah,
And-
my Mac alone was like $3,000. Like,
yeah.
no.
And then you got to buy you don't have to, but I mean, technically you
Yeah,
have
technically
to buy
you have to.
a subscription
like
to edit.
Adobe and all that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all, I'm like, it's crazy what you'll spend.
And then you start buying all these little extras to, lights and extra lenses and filters for your lenses and stuff so you can have portable
and now
stuff.
I have like
and-
insurance for my equipment. I mean, it's like, yeah, if my 400 goes and breaks, I'm gonna need insurance. to
Exactly.
Step on in and let's fix that, because
somebody knocks you down and
that's literally a fear.
lunch shatters.
That's literally a fear.
That is not good.
No. So yes, I mean, I think, never like be humble when you start. Also, I tell my kids, you're a student of life. So you're always learning. Like, don't ever come in acting like you know everything, because it's not true. And I was like, you can always learn something from someone.
Yes.
You really can.
I learned something from a kid one time.
Uh-huh.
A kid, but he's a teenager.
Yeah.
We were talking shop and he said something and I went, that was just an eye-opening moment. I'm like, oh, I just learned something.
Yeah. I'm like, you can always learn. There's always something new to learn. So don't ever think that if you think that you're just a master of where you are, then you're in the wrong room.
Or you're above learning from a young kid.
Yeah. I love learning from them.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. So I'm like,
what he said, just wow.
Yeah.
It was a wow moment. And I told him that too. I was just like, I went back later and I told him, I go, you taught me something and thank you. And
it's awesome. So I'm like, don't ever think that. And Miles is like, it's a good point. I was like,
yeah, it is.
Stay humble.
Stay humble, definitely.
Stay humble.
You're never at the top. I mean, you may be at the top, but there's still
I'm like,
more top.
I don't ever think there's like a peak top of my career, because I'm going to keep learning, and there's always something new coming out to learn anyway.
I think it's just going to continue. The field is going to continue to evolve.
100%. Oh, I can't. It's going to be crazy to see where it's at even in like 10 years.
Yeah. I look at the difference now too between, I have a Pentax camera from the 1960s And yeah, it's really cool. I haven't used it in a long time, but I had it out fiddling with it not too long ago. I need to buy some film.
You should.
And start taking some film pictures.
You need to.
There where you have to drop it off and wait a week or so to get
Yeah.
it back, and hopefully not every picture is.
That's what I said. I was like, y'all don't know the art of what we had to do, which is on this little disposable camera, and you have no clue what they look like.
Yeah.
You don't even know if it turned out.
You don't even know if you got one picture, and you still have to pay for the developing. Regardless, there's no editing. There's no editing in it either.
We paid for that film not even knowing what the heck we looked like, because there was no, let me take a selfie and play that back. No, your playback was on film and that was done.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
You're not going back going, okay, I'm going to cover this.
Exactly.
I'm going to change this lighting. And
I'm like, y'all are spoiled.
Yeah. And then now, look at our cameras now. We can actually look and delete, retake, go, I can fix that in editing.
Exactly. It's crazy. It makes me laugh because I'm like, that was what we had to do. We were left to nature itself. Like, I mean, there were some times you'd put, and you're like, dang it, and there's no going back. Like, you were back from that trip, the film's developed. So if it was blurry, you're stuck with that blurry photo.
Yeah, and it's not like you can take unlimited pictures until you got the right shot either.
Yep.
I mean, you've got 24 pictures on this roll of film, and
that's all you got.
That's it. So you're not going to spend it all taking the perfect shot.
No, I'm not taking 10 selfies.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. I mean, and I just laughed too, because I'm like, I had to pay for a text message. So,
yes.
And then I was like, you paid for a text message? Well, I'm like, yeah.
You've seen the one where you used to pay for ringtones?
Yeah.
And now you got your phone on silent?
Yeah. Someone said, I talked a lot of smack for someone who would pay however much for a ringtone. And now if this thing were to ring at me, I'd smash it.
Yeah,
like, it's true.
My phone is on silent now, so.
My phone stays on silent. It irritates everyone. My dad's like, I know you have your phone. I'm like, yes, I do. But unless it's in front of me, it's sitting down there on silent. Like, I don't leave it on ring. I don't want to hear it ring.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it beep with notifications. Most of my notifications are turned off.
All of them are turned off. I don't want to be notified about anything.
I've got text messaging, but if I'm not near it where my watch is connected to it, I don't even know.
It's so funny.
But I do come in and check periodically in case,
But it is true, though. I'm like, I would smash my phone if it rang at me and be like, get away from me.
So, I mean, just the way technology's evolved in our life and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool, and then some of it it's not. But it's like, for the job that we do, I mean, and unfortunately, you do have to have social media. Like, you do.
Yeah.
There's no not having it. Sometimes I'm like, I read these things where like, I'd like to go back to the 90s and go off the grid and have just go missing,
Heck yes.
And it's like, but you can't do that with our job. You have to have it.
And I noticed my ebbs and flows on checking social media too. During an active season, I'm checking it.
It's wild.
Yeah. You're like, okay, is my page getting traction? What are other people putting out?
Yes.
What is really out there right now? And am I doing good? Are they doing good? Yep. I'm on it. Not doing any messaging actually, but just checking the different things. And I'm like, oh, it almost is exhausting. And sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. You get sucked into it.
Like,
and during summer right now, I'm not on any of the social media hardly at all because I'm not doing it. You are.
It's wild. I mean, travel season ends. We go to Kentucky next weekend, and then I'm done. And so the next week we're going to the beach, and I'm like, I'm out. Like, I will edit some Kentucky stuff, obviously, but I'm like, once I get there, like, anything I post is going to be nature from
your cell phone
or what, you know what I mean? I'm like, because here's the thing too. I told someone, I think it was a student. I was like, listen, let me tell you something. Yes, in our industry, like, you have to be very quick turnaround. Like, you got to do some of it very fast. Unfortunately, you do. And then sometimes you can take a little bit, but you also can't rush a creative process either. And sometimes people forget that. And I'm like, yes, it's a very quick thing, but like, I have to be able to creatively do what I need to do and how I want it to look. And there's a difference
between putting it up on social media and then editing it for your gallery where people can go in and choose if they want to buy something. So you got to have different creative process. This is editing it to make it look nice. It's going for sale. This is a creative thing that's going out on social media. So there's all sorts of different things to consider.
And you also have to give yourself the mental space to just have a break so that you come back energized, ready to create again. Because if you don't ever give yourself that downtime, or like I said, I started shooting butterflies. So it's like sometimes I'll just go sit outside and I go back in nature. Yeah. And it's just peaceful and it's at my own pace and it's something totally different from my norm. But I have to have a creative I have to, or I get burnout.
I've had that since June, so I'm getting to the stage where I'm ready to start shooting some football.
I'm ready for football season. I'm very ready.
It's really fascinating because at the end of football season, I'm like, I'm ready for baseball, softball.
See, and at the end of football, I'm like, let's go basketball, let's go. And then midway through basketball season, I'm like, okay, I've been in a gym long enough. I need something else. But then it's hard because you don't really shoot family sessions in February because everything's dead. Yeah. And so you're not, all mine, I like to be outside in natural light.
April-ish.
And then April goes crazy, but then you've also got baseball, softball, track, tennis, and you're like, anything else you want to add in here? Because this is nuts.
We need another sport or activity to go on. It's RC car racing.
Listen, people want to say that Christmas is wild. Okay, no, spring is the worst. Like, me and Michael, we were together with the paper, and I'm like, we get spread so far because it's like so much baseball, softball, track, and I end up taking track because I actually love it, you know? But it's like, and I'll still do softball, baseball, and then you'll throw in some tennis, and I don't even, no one ever photographs golf, so I kind of feel bad.
Did that once. I
feel bad because I'm like, these poor kids really don't have any pictures of them doing,
we got commissioned to do golf at state a couple of years ago, and it's hard because
you can only be in certain spots.
And you got 18 holes. They're all filled with players, and you can't get them all at once. So it's trying to get different players at different spots. You don't want to go, okay, I'm gonna get every player, so you're only stuck at one hole.
Exactly.
You want to be around. Exactly. So trying to mix and match. It's a challenge.
But I do feel bad for them because I'm like, nobody
goes to do golf.
I'm like, I kind of feel bad. I would shoot golf if someone asked me to, but I don't love golf personally, but it's like, I'd go shoot golf, you know?
It's easier when you have someone that asks you to shoot it. I was doing photos just for something different at a tournament.
See?
And I did have somebody come up and ask if I would specifically shoot them. It was a day I wasn't going to shoot any pictures.
You're like, yeah.
And so I did. I ended up shooting some pictures for them, and I enjoyed doing that.
It's fun.
More than just trying to figure out how to catch all the different players and be on different spots of the course.
I love it. Yeah. So I'm getting to the point though now where I'm like, I'm really ready for football season. And by the time it starts getting cold at the end of football season, I'm ready for that to be over because I do not like being cold at all. I'm like, once my toes are cold and my hands are cold, I'm out.
Yeah. I don't like being cold anymore.
Yeah.
I'm beyond that.
Yeah, no, but I can't wait. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for some good football again. It's so much fun. And I am ready for volleyball season. I always like shooting that too. It's really good.
One of the things I want to get into shooting is horses. I want to get into either rodeo or something like cutting or reining. Getting something that's a hard one to get into. All of those are hard to get into to do photography because they've already got their set people, and
I like shooting
trainers
rodeos.
And riders tend to use their specific photographers, and I'm like, I just want to get into do it.
You need to just go find like a small town rodeo, seriously, and just take pictures. That's what I would do. I would just go find a small town rodeo.
I want to be on the Cowboy Channel like my kid.
I know.
I'm shooting big right out of the gate.
Yeah, so. But I'm like, I like shooting rodeos because it's a sport in its own way, and it's super fun because they're animals.
It's I have not taken. I've tried doing some reining, and it was a little challenging because it's a new thing, and there's a learning curve to anything new in sports. So there was a learning curve to baseball when I went from football. So there is
baseball is harder than softball to shoot too.
Yes, it is
because that ball is
and it's so fast.
It's way faster.
Speed. you know, and I've seen the comparisons of softball pitchers to baseball pitchers based on distance, what the speed equivalent is, but there is still a difference.
It's a difference, and you think it's not, but there is a difference.
When it comes to shooting, the photography of it, there is.
Baseball's harder than softball, and I mean, I love shooting them both, but there is. And I kind of, when I first started to, you're like, oh, well, they're both outside, so this will be fun. And you're like, okay, yeah, no, these are very different.
They're very different.
They're very different in their own way.
And I love each one for their independent thing. I love the energy levels that are different at each one. There's a definite energy level in the girls that's different from the boys.
And what I think is so funny, you can tell, I love the videos where they like mock the athletes, like act like a football athlete or basketball. I'm like, they are all so different. Like volleyball girls and softball girls kind of compare pretty well. Basketball, no, they're a completely different species. Baseball boys, so different from football and
completely.
Like it's so funny. Like at basketball, no, like basketball boys and girls are very just like they don't. I mean, they may do like little chants from the bench, but it's very rare.
Yeah,
it's so
there's
funny.
Not a lot of bench noise there. No, that's true.
It's funny.
I love capturing some of that and getting a chance to, if you know, we do periodically, we do audios with the players, like questions or stuff that I try to do one a season where I ask a question or do something. And it's a lot easier when my son helps me because he's definitely the creator. I'm very left-brained. So it's, I also took up floral design and later in life.
That's awesome.
And my best friend had, God bless her, the patience she had, because I still can't use a color wheel. I have no creativity. So the fact that I can edit something is an amazing testament of God's power in my life.
Fabulous. Because I'm the person where, like, if I move and I go into a house, it's like, I can already vision it in my head, and if it doesn't look that way, it will drive me absolutely insane.
Oh my gosh.
Until it's put together the way I see it in my mind.
I can never get it put together. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I know people like that. I'm like, that would drive me insane. I could not.
I can never orchestrate just something to make it so beautifully perfect. Yeah. Because I'm so left-brained.
That's so funny.
I'm like, okay, you know what? I can expertly dissect this for you. Like, I'll look it at my scalpel, but putting together something like in a picturesque, beautiful way, I'm like,
Yeah, see, and that's me. I'm like, I can picture it in my head, like how I want the room to look, and it's like, it needs to look that way.
Yeah.
Or like a certain editing style, I'll picture it in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out how to do it.
That's where I'm at. I have to figure out how to do it because I don't, and sometimes I can't even picture the creative stuff. I'm like, I don't know what to do. It's been trial and error that I've found things. My son, he's very creative. He's been editing since he was a teenager. Yeah. So he's got stuff down. Yeah. And he's so autistic and ADHD that it just he hyper focuses on it and gets in there.
I wish I could be like that sometimes. And I mean, but I will say too, I still do leave room for myself sometimes when I'm shooting games to do things a little different, and I will purposely try to edit differently a little bit just for fun because I'm like, I wonder what this looks like. Just because
let's try something new. This grain and this texture, and then crank this down and see how it looks. And you're like, wow, that actually let's add this filter to it. Oh my gosh, that actually looks good.
So I'm like, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm like, I like to do that sometimes. So I'm like, I don't just stay in my one little wheelhouse all the time. Sometimes
I always try to post in my series 1 or 2 pictures that are just totally different from, even if it's taking it over into a black and white version.
I love a good black and white.
I do too.
I really do. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's
it shows perfect. So much more. There's an emotion in it that you don't get in a color picture sometimes.
I love it so much. So yeah, I'm like, always leave room for yourself to like still experiment with different things because it's okay. Like it's okay to just have some fun sometimes.
And that's what I like when we put out, it's not just a picture, it's a video of what do you know, I asked the coaches this year, you know, if your wife played a position, you know, what position? And I asked the kids, if your mom, and we did 2 different things of that. Because I always do, like, I finally started doing, nobody catches the coaches during the game. Nobody's paying attention to the coaches.
Yeah, I only do sometimes if they get, like, really mad or...
I actually do a whole section. I'm, like, coaching the game. And I just read, and it's both sides. It's not just that's one side. And, you know, they're like, And before they started going to the watch thing, you would get like all sorts of crazy pictures.
Yeah.
Now they just do the watch thing, and I'm like, no, you're taking away from the glory of coaching.
I will still get some good pictures of coaches like losing their minds.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I'm like, this is perfect. This is what I need.
Pictures of like, there'll be a line of 3 coaches and they're all out there doing different arm signals.
Yeah.
So it looks like a circus.
Or they're throwing down a headset or something.
Yeah, those are the best.
It's the best.
People see a few things like that, but they don't get some of the subtle nuances that the coaches are doing out there.
Exactly.
Or how they're interacting with a player that's sitting on the sideline.
Yeah.
And I love getting those and just showing people, this is what your coaches are doing. Some of it's really positive, you know.
Yeah.
Some of it's just really funny.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I love it.
So I think just being able to create is something that we get blessed with. And sometimes it works out.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes it pays off big. And then sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Still do it anyways. Yeah, still do it anyways.
So what you know, we're going into a new school year, a new season. What are you hoping to encounter, to put out there, encounter both, you know?
Oh, I don't know. Obviously football, like I always love to get like epic catches. That's what I aim to do. It's just fun. It's like an adrenaline rush, I'm pretty sure, for most photographers, because once you get that shot, it's like, yes.
Finally.
But no, I love just getting to connect with different athletes, tell their story through pictures. Yeah. And if I get to talk to them, bonus. But I really do love just getting to have relationships with these kids. And this year, my daughter's basketball season will be special because out of the 5 starters, 4 are seniors, so she'll be the only starter left after this year. And the 4 seniors, we love them so much, and I adore them. That I love them like my own kids. So I'm gonna just like treasure it, bottle it all up, because I'm ready, but I'm not, because I'm gonna be very sad when it's over. So I'm gonna try to just soak that in. Like, we really love this group, so I'm ready for those kind of memories, but it's just kind of like,
it's a bittersweet.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I mean, I got to shoot the state softball tournament too this year. So like, that was pretty cool. That was my first time to ever shoot that. And our girls won state for the first time. So that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd always like to go back to Austin. For basketball, that'd be awesome. Go to San Antonio, like take me there. I would love that. So I don't know. I'm hoping I get to shoot some more state championship things, and I don't know.
Well, hopefully God will give you a blessed road.
I know.
An amazing road this upcoming school year and season, and he'll just keep you safe and keep you creative. And
I know, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn still. Like, I always try to keep up with the trends and see what's coming, because there's always
speed of light.
It's always something. And there's a few accounts I'll follow, because I'll make like game day graphics sometimes for basketball. And so I'll try to be like, oh, I want to see if I can learn how to do that. Or I'll do it in my own way, because I can't do it exactly like that. And that's okay. Like, I like to try. So
it's your own.
Yeah, it's fun. So I don't know. I'm like, I always just leave it open to just, I want to have fun. And I want to get really cool shots. Like, I'll go into certain games like, okay, I want to get this shot, and hopefully I get it, you know? Most of the time I will, but sometimes I don't. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's really cool getting to capture all these athletes. And I mean, I'm excited too, even for like college, because there's a kid from Texarkana Pleasant Grove that went to Baylor, and then the 2 from Carthage that went to A&M. It's like, I'm excited to see if they get to do anything, or kind of just watch them grow. Maybe you get
a press credential and get to shoot one of them.
Oh gosh, that'd be so cool. So I mean, that part's cool, getting to watch those kids go do their thing on the big stage, and I really hope they have such a great year.
I am enjoying watching some of our players get to do the same thing in multiple sports. Yeah. It is really cool. And you go, oh my gosh, I shot that kid when he was in high school. Not with a gun, but with a camera.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like, yay. And so
I took photos of that kid when he was in high school, and now look at him.
So cool. You're like, this is awesome. You're doing what you set out to do. This is so great. And I love it. So
Yeah. Well, may God bless your upcoming year
Thank
and
you. You
keep
too.
you creative. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking your time to
Yes.
meet with me. I enjoyed it.
Good. Yay.
Yay.
Thanks for having me.